Attorney General visits Baltimore today as the city tries to recover from rioting and looting over the death of a man injured while in police custody. And former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee expected to launch his second White House bid today. Fox News, we report, you decide.
And now another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he was losing his grip on reality, and the best way to reclaim it was to go to Golfsmith for their fitting days, going on now. There he was custom fit for the latest clubs like Ping G30 irons and the Cobra Fly Z driver. Now he's got a better grip on his game and is winning every round he plays against his 3 imaginary friends. Get fit during Golfsmith fitting days. It's free, it's fast, it's fundamental. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
Every business trip starts with a choice. Stay or go. You can press send or press palms. Start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, this country wasn't built by folks waiting for opportunities to come to them. They went to their people and things got done. And if you're one of those business people, there's a range of choice hotels like Comfort Inn for every type of business trip.
Should I stay or should I go?
You always have a choice. Book now at choicehotels.com.
Today in Florida Ag News, I'm a Southeast AgNet. We start off with our weekly Commissioner Spotlight, and with that, here's Franco Galasso.
I'm talking with Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture, Adam Putnam. Commissioner, we just celebrated the 12th annual Florida Agricultural Literacy Day, and schools across the state participated. Why is Ag Literacy Day so important?
Ag Literacy Day is an opportunity for students to learn more about where our food comes from and the importance of good nutrition. Volunteers visited elementary school classrooms throughout Florida and read from a book called Drive Through Florida. This year's book gives a tour of agriculture in Florida's past and present and helps educate students on the importance of agriculture. We hope it will encourage students, teachers, and school administrators to bring more agriculture education into their curriculum. This program is made possible through revenue earned from the sale of agricultural specialty license plates known as the Ag Tags. For more information about Ag Literacy Day, visit agtag.org.
That's agtag.org. Thanks, Commissioner Putnam. For Commissioner Spotlight, I'm Franco Galasso.
Thanks, Franco. And efforts to get a Florida Peach Growers Association up and running are well underway, as now work is being done towards the possibility of a statewide marketing order for peaches to help provide resources for marketing and research. So, 2 public hearings have been put together to better explain all of this. The first one will be held next Tuesday, May the 12th, during the Peach Roundtable in Dade City at 10 a.m. at the Pasco County Extension Office. The second public hearing will be held the following week, Wednesday, May 20th at 2 p.m. at the Polk County Extension Office in Bartow. These meetings must be held before a vote can go to growers in the state. If you'd like more information, you can find that on our website at southeastagnet.com. But again, those 2 meetings, one will be held Tuesday, May 12th, 10 a.m., Pasco County Extension Office in Dade City. The second one, Wednesday, May 20th, 2 p.m., Polk County Extension Office in Bartow. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Chip, what are the 2 most important reasons people buy from Ford Lincoln of Ocala in Village Ford of Bellevue?
Easy. They've shopped everywhere else and found out that we have the selection and the price that can't be beat.
Exactly. People buy from us because they know when it comes to new Fords, no one comes close to our huge inventory of every model, equipment package, and color Ford has to offer.
And when it comes to price, Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue is unbeatable. Backed by our low price guarantee in writing.
We invite you to visit our websites at fordofocala.com or myvillageford.com. View our complete inventory of new and certified pre-owned Fords. Then check out the long list of positive reviews from our customers who have purchased or had their vehicles serviced with us.
Although selection and price are important, you also receive the benefits of a courteous factory-trained certified staff that just makes doing business with Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue a real joy.
Come in for the selection.
Come in for the price.
Come to Ford Lincoln of Ocala or Village Ford of Bellevue, your family of Ford dealerships where we've got what it takes.
Kenny's Place Nursery offers horticulture training for the mentally handicapped, and that makes them beautiful people in my book. And those beautiful people have some beautiful plants and flowers on sale, like annuals in 4-inch pots for only $1 each, a 3-gallon bottle brush plant for only $8, Confederate jasmine, 3 gallons for $8. How about azaleas, 1 gallon for only $4.25, and a 2-gallon pot of knockout roses for only $17. Call 352-867-1213 for Kenny's Place Nursery.
Check this out.
New shows? Check. Check. Some new talent? Check. The same great sports talk?
I'm seeing it right now.
Wrong.
Wrong again? Wrong.
It's better.
There are so many great things going on in sports.
We gotta get it. We gotta get it. From our mics.
Test.
To your ears.
The latest update we got is...
Awesome.
Nothing unifies a community like prayer, and the National Day of Prayer is Thursday, May 7th. You're invited to make your way to the square downtown Ocala, whether it be for just a few minutes, an hour, or throughout the day, as community leaders and pastors from Marion County all come together 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. During the noon hour, special guests and elected officials will be participating. Take this time to pray for our nation, our community, and those in office. That's this Thursday from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. on the square downtown Ocala. Let's come together and fill the square with prayer.
All right, 6 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Tuesday morning. The National Day of Prayer commercial that you just heard right there, just to reiterate what the commercial told you about, is from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. downtown on the square on May 7th, which is this Thursday. At noon, there will be a national anthem and proclamation. So if you get a chance to go out there and be part of that whole thing, I'm sure you'll be hearing from some of our elected officials and probably some religious leaders in our community, I'm supposing. They do have a Facebook page. It is facebook.com/National Day of Prayer Ocala. And they have a phone number. It's 804-0074. 804-0074.
I love that.
So there you go. All right. What I wanted to do with this segment of the show is to talk about things in the news and then ask for your thoughts on them. Yours, Robin, as well as yours out there as listeners. There are some things in the news that are, well, the news is always having an effect on us. And when I say news, I don't mean the accident on the corner or the shooting. In some cases, it's shootings in today's world. Most of it is political news that I thought we would focus on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's environmental. But anyway, let's just look at some of these stories and get your opinion on them. So the first one is the story about Mike Huckabee. You and I have had the opportunity, it was quite an honor actually, to meet Mike Huckabee. When Mike Huckabee was on the air here, when we carried his show.
Yes.
Now, we didn't drop Mike Huckabee. For those who don't know that story, Mike Huckabee decided to leave radio himself. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed his show. There's no host. You don't agree with me on everything. Robin and I don't agree with each other on everything. And when you listen to the network stars, the Mike Huckabees, the Rush Limbaughs, the Sean Hannitys, I've always enjoyed listening to them, but it doesn't mean I've agreed with everything they've ever said. Mm-hmm. I don't get adamantly angry at them at things they've said. There may have been a few times they've mm-hmm. said things that I thought, boy, I would love to call in and debate this or that or the other thing, but I don't feel like I had a whole lot of that with Huckabee. Mm-hmm. I have it with a little bit with Glenn Beck, and I don't disagree with. I like Glenn Beck too, by the way, but I don't disagree with him 100%. In fact, I don't disagree with him much, but I think I disagreed with Huckabee even less. Mm-hmm. But with that said, in other words, I like the guy and probably would support him as a candidate, which he is probably going to be, right? Is it? Yes. Is it for sure? I can't remember. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee is preparing another bid for the Republican presidential nomination 8 years after his first efforts to expand on the support of evangelical Christians helped him win 8 states in the 2008 primaries. Mm-hmm. He's an ordained Baptist minister. He became a politician. As you know, he was the governor of Arkansas for a while. He's from the city of Hope, Arkansas, which is the same small town where Bill Clinton was born, by the way. Mm-hmm. And his strategy is aimed at the working class, especially cultural conservatives. Huckabee and his aides say his second run would pitch the candidate as an economic populist and foreign affairs hawk. He's 59 years old. He plans to pitch a pitch that he is the best Republican to take on Hillary Rodham Clinton. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about this? Do you think that's true? And that's kind of the talking point I wanted to settle on for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because if he to me, and this, not because I like him, but because other people seem to question him, is what makes me wonder if he is the best candidate. And of course, it's really hard to tell. It's kind of hard to know without throwing your hat in the ring, right?
Yes.
If you indeed are going to be, the candidate of the people. In the commentary under the article, which is something that I really am amused by, am entertained by, and sometimes wonder about, somebody wrote this, and I wanted to read it to you. Running for presidency must be profitable. Mike Huckabee is giving up a multi-million-dollar job for this, and he knows he won't win the nomination. That's what this person wrote. I wonder if the Republicans are paying him to help split the vote during the primaries, which I doubt that.
Oh, certainly, that's unethical.
And I don't think running for the president is profitable. I think it's expensive, although you could say that the money raised makes it somewhat profitable. I don't know. So your thoughts on that, if you want to call in. I think the phone is working. The number is 622-9622. I wasn't sure about the phone.
I just don't understand why, all of the Republican guys that are going to toss their hat in the ring, they always say, I'm the best opponent for Hillary Clinton, when, it's everybody's assuming that she's going to be the Democratic nominee for president. There has got to be other people out there that will be vying for that Democratic nomination. And to me, it's just unfair that everybody seems to think that she's the only Democratic candidate there is that can do the job as president. I just don't see that at all. I just don't understand that. Instead of them saying, I'm the best against Hillary Clinton, they should say, I'm the best because, and then name it.
So do you think they're being unfair to the vice president right now?
I think so. I really do, because this is like the first time that the vice president isn't garnering any attention at all about being asked if he's going to run. I just think.
But is that maybe his doing? I mean, he is listed as a potential candidate. Not that he's announced it yet, but he's.
Well, no, but and everybody that seems to be that seems to have a voice in the Democratic Party, and that seems to have a voice that are pro-Democrat on the TV waves and the radio waves, just don't even bring up his name.
So the leading contenders in the Democratic Party for the to be the next possible president of the United States is Hillary Clinton, former Governor Lincoln Chafee from Rhode Island, Vice President Joe Biden, former Governor Martin O'Malley from Maryland, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders. Well, we already heard that he made his announcement, right? Former U.S. Senator Jim Webb, and there's a whole lot of others. Warren Ash from right here in Florida, who I don't know much about. And there's just a whole bunch of other names. So, but you're right. Hillary Clinton's name comes up the most, maybe because she's Mrs. Clinton.
And usually by now, the president of the United States, no matter what party they're with, always says, I'm supporting my vice president for his presidential run.
Yeah.
But so Obama's not saying a word.
Well,
nothing.
And maybe that's because he hasn't announced yet. But okay, and in the Republican field, there's a lot of them. We already have a lot already saying they're going to, or hinting that they're going to. Dr. Ben Carson just recently announced 2 days ago.
I'm glad he is.
Carly Fiorina announced, I guess it was yesterday. She's the lady from Hewlett-Packard. She's from the state of Virginia, by the way, if you needed to know that. So we'll talk about this. There are other news items also that I wanted to bring up and kind of get your 2 cents, and we'll do that when we come back. You're listening to The Source, WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Plenty of clouds and breezy today with a shower and thunderstorm around. Mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior, though, the high 79 to 83. It'll be mostly cloudy tonight with a shower or thunderstorm, low 63 inland, 70 at the coast. Clouds and some sun tomorrow with a shower or thunderstorm, the high 81 to 85. For Thursday, partly sunny, high 83 to 87. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure, Black Cow.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Buried under receipts and confusing tax code? Let Crippen & Company help. They work hard to make the tax preparation process as painless as possible. With offices in Ocala and the Villages, their team is dedicated to helping clients with corporate and personal tax returns, bookkeeping for businesses, and estate planning for the future. Crippen & Company crafts a truly customized experience for each client's needs while alleviating stress and creating a big picture of your overall financial health. Call 352-732-4260 or visit crippencpa.com to get started.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
WOCA.
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get back to our discussion about Huckabee and the other candidates running for the presidency. Hillary Clinton, all the candidates. But real quickly, I just want to interject one thing. National Letter Carriers Food Drive Day is set for May 9th, which is what is that, Friday, Robin?
Saturday.
Saturday, okay. So Saturday, May 9th, letter carriers throughout Marion County will participate in the 23rd Annual National Association of Letter Carriers National Food Drive to Stamp Out Hunger. That's the name of the campaign, Stamp Out Hunger. And basically, your job is simple. If you could get some non-perishable food, put it in a plastic bag, leave it by your mailbox, and they'll pick it up and deliver it. And in the years past, we used to get updates from Jim Penna, who's a former mailman. He's now retired.
Yes.
But in Marion County alone, more than 1.7 million pounds of food has been collected. So that's outstanding. And that in connection with the Dance Like a Chicken Day, which is May 14th.
Yep.
And Dance Like a Chicken Day is also a day that people are setting aside to raise, not money, well, I guess there might be some money, fundraisers, but it's mostly food drives.
Yep, that's the week from Thursday.
It's mostly food drives. And again, if you're having a food drive, whether it's in association with the letter carriers thing or the Dance Like a Chicken Day, if you're having an event, let us know about it. We'd love to help you promote it. And we'll even go one step beyond that if we can squeeze it in.
Yes.
For those of you who know what Robin and I do, I play the accordion, she plays the mandolin, and we're not asking for any money, any tips, nothing. We're just saying if you want us to come and play the chicken dance for you live, we'll come and we'll stretch it out. We'll play a good five minutes of it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a long time to be doing the chicken dance. But it would just be a fun thing to do. If you want us to do it, you just got to call us and get us on the schedule, and we'll do that for you. But that's May 14th.
That's right, a week from Thursday.
But you don't have to do it on the 14th. It's up to you. We'll honor our offer anytime. All right, and the phone lines are open, and Pete is waiting patiently. Good morning, Pete. How are you doing?
Morning, Larry. Good morning, Robin.
Hey, Pete.
You know, anybody that starts talking about politics, they're always going to put themselves many times in one camp or another. And, I'm a conservative, but I would consider voting for Senator Webb on the Democrat side. You mentioned him, in the list of potential candidates to challenge Hillary. I would consider voting, supporting him before I would support some of the Republican candidates, that are going to be entering the race. I mean, we don't always have to, the Republicans have let me down so many times. I'd be willing to take a chance on Senator Webb if it was him and him against maybe somebody like Jeb Bush.
See, and I love that you say that, because that's exactly the way I vote too. And now, to be honest, I don't know much about Senator Webb, so I'm interested now to learn more, just because you brought his name up. But I think we get accused, especially doing what Robin and I do. People automatically think they know where we stand. In fact, they think we're funded by the Republican Party.
Exactly. We're warmongers too, by the way.
It just drives me nuts. I mean, I happen to agree with a lot of it, but not all of it. And I don't disagree with all of the people who I generally disagree with.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a conservative, and I support the Constitution, and I know Senator Webb would too. And because he's a former military man, I think he would be less inclined to get us into another war. And we already know that Hillary, is ready to pull the trigger, because she was all for going into Libya and those other places. So I would support him. If it came down to him and some weak-kneed Republican, I would certainly consider supporting Senator Webb. But you were talking about Mike Huckabee. And I do have a quick comment about him, if it's okay.
Sure, yeah.
He is a very nice man. You can just tell by the way he's conducted himself. He's a good man. But I do not think he is the right person to be president. I think we need somebody that's going to go up there to Washington and take a sledgehammer to that structure that's been built up there, certainly during the Obama administration, but let's be honest, some of it was put into place during the Bush administration, George W. Bush. Somebody needs to go up there and take a sledgehammer to that structure and really break it down and shake things up and get us back to where we follow the Constitution. And I don't think Mike Huckabee is that guy. I think we need somebody. I'm not going to mention any other names because I don't want to, start a bonfire. But there's some other people that are fighters, and I don't think Mike Huckabee is that person. He's a good man, like I said. I don't think he's really strongly conservative in a constitutional sense. I know he's a Baptist minister, so he appeals to the people that are, anti-abortion and everything. But that's not being a conservative. There's two different things.
Well, that's a part of it. I think, and I'm not so sure about how I feel about his strength. In a war situation, it's hard for me to imagine him holding back. I mean, he did sign some death warrants when he was governor, so.
Well, I don't think he's the one to go up there and shake up Washington and knock people's heads together and get things unclogged. I think we need somebody that's going to go up there and really dig into it and tear into it. And Larry, I know other people want to talk, so I guess I'll hang up now and let somebody else get on here.
I appreciate your thoughts on that, and then I'll have to look up and see what I need to know about Mr. Webb, Senator Webb. Thanks, you, Pete.
Barry.
Yeah, me too.
All right, the phone line is open if you want to call and talk about this. The number is 622-9622. We've got a year and a half before we have to actually make a decision in stone. Obviously, the primaries will be sooner than that. By the way, the Constitution Party has a lady also who's a contender. Her name is Betsy Elgar. Betsy Elgar from the state of Washington. I don't know anything about her, but I just looked it up real quickly. The Constitution Party, and the thing about any party that is a third party, and all of the other parties are considered third party parties. Isn't that interesting?
It's very interesting.
And I don't see what's his name on the list. Donald Trump. I don't know why his name's not on the list.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was a serious contender. Do you know what I don't like about Trump? When he does this, it's almost like it's always for publicity, because he always backs out just when he needs to.
Yeah.
And that's the part I always worry about with him. I mean, he sometimes makes a lot of sense. He seems like maybe he would be a good president, but he's never been president. Same thing with Ben Carson. Not that I don't mean in the sense that he's been using the candidacy as a publicity stunt. That's not what I mean. That's not true for Ben Carson, as far as I can tell. I really think the guy's got some really good ideas, but he hasn't lived in that nasty world of politics long enough to know what you have to be careful not to say.
Yeah.
You know, not that you should say a lie or an untruth about the way you feel about certain things, but I think savvy is going to help a candidate become a president if you're more savvy. And unfortunately, to be savvy, you kind of have to have been in the game a little while. I mean, on a local level, we have a few people running for the county commission. And of the people running for county commission, you have some really, really good people who I like a lot. Both sides of that coin. One side, the ones who've never done anything with politics, and the other side, very, 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 very experienced with politics. They've worked with politicians. I don't know that they've run for office, but they've worked in Tallahassee. They've worked in local government.
Yeah.
You know, so it is a hard thing to persuade, especially when you actually like the people. In local politics, because of what we do in radio, we kind of know the people. I mean, they come in here. Not all of them. I think sometimes they miss the boat with this whole idea of free, what is it called? Equal access or whatever it is?
Yes.
Do you know, I heard Glenn Beck saying yesterday that they would invite certain candidates, but they would not invite other candidates. Well, he must not get the same memo we get.
Exactly.
Because our memo says that if you give 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute, 1 hour, whatever amount of time you give to any candidate, according to the FCC thing that we had to read and sign that we understood,
right,
we have to offer. They don't have to be on, but we have to offer it to every one of their opponents in the same race.
That's right, and we do.
We have, yes.
Yeah.
And the one time I remember it real clearly was when, who was running for governor? Was it Charlie Crist? Way back when?
Yeah.
Or was it Bush? I can't remember. But one of the governors way back when was running. We were able to get him on the show. He hadn't been governor. He wasn't governor yet. And so he came on the show and he talked for an hour. Do you remember this? We had him on for an hour.
Yeah.
And so now we had to offer the same thing to the other candidates. So I said, well, how many are there? Because I really wasn't up to date on how many candidates were running for the governor's office.
Yeah.
There were 30.
Yeah.
There were 30 of them that year. So that year we had to send out invitations to 30 different people running for governor of the state of Florida.
Yep.
And there was only one taker. We had this one guy on for an hour. I can't remember his name. He was from South Florida.
Right.
And I'll never forget his big thing he was going to do if elected.
Yeah.
His big thing was he was going to make it a law
yeah.
that if you wore a T-shirt that advertised a company, that company would be obligated to pay you for advertising the company.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're kidding me. We got, I mean, all the things in the state of Florida that we need addressing, and you're going to have people paid for wearing a Coca-Cola shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Or an Adidas shirt or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Hello.
WCA shirt.
The funny thing is he was serious.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely serious. I was
Absolutely.
like, well, I mean, it's a good...
He's from Miami.
I mean, how many people would vote for you, though? If you think about how dopey we perceive that to be a dopey idea. Okay? I don't think we hid from him the fact that we thought it was a dopey idea.
No.
I don't know if we used the word dopey, but I think we let him know that we thought it was a weird idea.
Exactly.
But anyway, other people didn't. Other people actually told me after hearing him, well, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I could just wear a Coca-Cola shirt all the time.
That's right.
And not work. Just walk around.
That's right. That's how I earn my money.
A walking billboard.
That's right. Exactly. So goofy.
All right. We'll take a little break and be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. ICE is putting out a claim that it's behind the attack in Texas at a Prophet Muhammad event.
At this hour.